bigger story following yesterday's race was the disappointing run from the top-rated horse in the world that is Shared Belief. And now joining us here on HRTV to discuss is Hall of Famer Mike Smith. Mike, first of all, thank you so much for taking the time to join us this morning.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Mike, first of all, we saw the start of the race that was referenced, but was there any indication of anything with Shared Belief in his warm-ups or, when you first encountered him in the paddock there at Charlestown yesterday afternoon?
No, I actually looked at picture of health, to be honest with you. He warmed up really, really well and was on his toes and ready to run a big one. So seeing him, and then, leaving there, he slipped leaving there, and I'm not too sure if it just didn't start there, Scott, if he didn't kind of just start to pull something at that point, and as the race went on, it started to, really bother him. And going underneath the wire the first time into the clubhouse turn, when we went into that turn, he just really felt uncomfortable in behind, and I just thought it better be safe than sorry,
When you came out of the gate, we tried to analyze this, at least the boys that were covering this race yesterday were trying to. It looked like you bobbled you up around his neck. What was going on with you coming out of the starting gate?
Well, he slipped. He broke really quick, kind of slipped a little in behind, and then stumbled in front. And it took him about two steps to get up. But once he got up, he seemed okay. I gave him a chance to kind of get his feet up underneath him. He seemed okay, and he was just starting to pick horses up, like I said, going underneath the wire the first time. But then when we went into the turn, he seemed to slip again in behind and really felt uncomfortable back in behind. So I got him stopped as quick as possible and as straight as possible. And sure enough, when I did get him stopped, well, he was walking off in behind.
When you jumped off of him, could you see anything? Was there any indication of what might have been wrong with Shared Belief once you jumped off him on that backstretch?
It seemed like his right hind end, his right stifle is what it seemed like. I don't know if it just kind of popped out or what happened, or he strained it, or exactly. I guess we'll know later on as they're going to, take all kinds of scans and x-rays and things, and I'm sure they'll find the problem. But I was just glad that, it wasn't career-ending, and, especially life-threatening, and hopefully we'll be okay, and he'll live to, with time, live to fight again,
Well, we read by way of David Grenning of the Daily Racing Form on Twitter that Jerry plans to have nuclear scans done out there not far from Charlestown Racecourse. Have you had a chance to talk to Jerry this morning, Mike?
We text through Texas, and he said that he thinks he's going to be okay. He certainly pulled something, but they're going to, of course, scan him and find out exactly what has happened. But it seemed to be tissue and not bone. So that was, that could be a good thing,
Clearly a lot of pressure this year with Shared Belief, and, everybody considers him the best horse in training in the world right now. And how disappointing is this for you, given what is left here in 2015 and really the unknown? I know that the thought is that this won't be career-threatening, but as you know, Mike, until we get details and the nuclear scan is done, anything can happen. How disappointing is this for you, given what's left in 2015?
Well, it's extremely disappointing. Just because of how talented he is and the races that lie ahead. But to be honest with you, at this point, you don't even really think of that. Just glad that he's okay and that, he's going to be fine, and hopefully he'll be able to race again.
Well, Mike, we appreciate the time this morning. I'm sure it's been a tough 12-plus hours after having to pull up this great horse, Shared Belief. But as you said, hopefully we can get a chance to see him compete sometime down the line. All the best this afternoon, Mike.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Mike Smith, Hall of Fame rider, Shared Belief. Yesterday, disappointing being eased, but positive words being spoken by Mike Smith. And anything we hear from Jerry Hollendorfer or by way of Twitter as far as this nuclear scan is concerned, we most certainly will pass it along to you here on HRTV as well as over on TVG.